Spider-Man had a better 2018 than everybody. Deal with it.
Here, trying to start.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Hey guys, I'm Jay, the official elected official, and I was sitting here thinking of all the great things that happened over 2018. The channel growth has been very slow, but a slow trickle is better than an empty faucet. Plus, that hasn't stopped us from having an impact on cannabis legalization in the state of New Jersey. Whenever it gets done, or prevent me, Jay, the individual, from being elected district leader. But I didn't have two #1 movies, a smash hit video game, and tons of great music to accompany it all. But Spider-Man did. Granted, Infinity War was going to murder the box office no matter what. With Spidey's prominent role in the film, it definitely counts. Into the Spider-Verse was a really good movie that endeared many, myself included, to the Miles Morales character, who has shown to be more than a Peter Parker palette swap, which has been a real issue when it comes to progressive entertainment and their demand for diversity. Looking at you, Star Wars. Before and after his passing, Stan Lee caught a lot of flack for standing firm in his belief that Peter Parker remained who he and Steve Ditko created back in the 60s. White, straight, male, and you know what? I couldn't agree more. In Spider-Verse, the movie, and in the PS4 game, Miles exists alongside Peter. Granted, his superhero origin is ham-fisted and forced. Spoiler alert, somebody gotta die. It's his dad in the game, and Peter and Prowler, his uncle, in the movie. But regardless of the iteration, Spider-Man is still that old-fashioned good guy for the sake of being a good guy, who enjoys being a good guy, that we all know and love. That hero that happily puts his life on the line to preserve the life of others, because he can. And that's regardless of the personal loss Peter Parker is going to endure, because Peter Parker, Penny Parker, Gwen Stacy, like any of them, guess what? They're gonna go through it. Miles Morales too, they're gonna go through it. They're gonna feel that loss. Spider-Man thrives, but Peter Parker is the one I think most people have a connection to, whether they realize it or not. Peter Parker, the street white guy that can't seem to catch a break, no matter what Homecoming showed, but just wants to help and is given the power to do just that, isn't really a straight white guy. It's a character type that we can all relate to an extent, which is what makes Spider-Man, the hero, the character, the mask, one we all root for, despite him being a corporate merchandising monstrosity all to himself. It's the why he's such a huge brand. Like it or not, Peter Parker, in all his white straightness, his neuroses, his insecurities and concerns, hesitance to be sure of himself, can be reflected in all of us, propelling Spider-Man into the juggernaut he's become. Hell of a year, Webhead. I mean, it's sad Venom did well enough to guarantee you'll be leaving the MCU, but hey, it was fun while it lasted, even though Tobey Maguire will forever be the definitive Spider-Man. Fight me. Sorry, Tom and Andrew, you're both just too cool. Now, seeing how I called it best, I may as well look and see who's having the worst 2018. Parents. Look, if you've created another human being and they're walking around on the planet, reach out to them. Make sure they're alright, because parents had the worst 2018, and a lot of my completely subjective opinion is centered around this transgender issue. There's been this push for kids to participate in drag, get on hormone blockers, stories of parents forcing their child to cross-dress, and in one instance, dance in New York nightclubs with grown men throwing money at them. Yeah, this video took a weird turn. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think gender science is evil. I'll link the video that draws me to that conclusion in the description. It demands the subversion of God's order and the science of biology, and only serves to pacify Puritans by softening and manipulating terminology, which is how it gained mainstream appeal in the first place. Guys, this is some 1984 shit in action. Great example. Back in the day, forms would say sex, male or female. But I assume in the 90s, it was switched to gender, male or female. It's the most subtle of changes, but the ramifications have been gigantic because by quietly inserting the lingo of a science that has caused more damage than it's worth into society, it normalizes the degeneracy brought along with it, to a point where grown men are throwing dollars at young cross-dressed children. There are always lines, and historically, in America, that line is children. Claiming your organization or program is about doing something for children is an ultimate cheat code in politics. And it seems as if the new wave is to integrate children with the LGBTQ movement. But if an adult's sexual orientation is none of my business, then that goes mega, omega, super duper quadruple for kids. The transgender phenomenon is not a matter of civil rights, and to be honest, it highlights a gigantic issue with intersectionality, because I know plenty of homosexuals who are not interested in being grouped with this madness. It's a matter of decency versus obscenity, and those values start at home with the parents. Parents need to do better in 2019. Your job as a parent is to guide the child, not let the child guide you. Because as the adult, you're supposed to protect these kids from and prepare them for the evils of the world, not hold their hands and lead them into it. Or make them and ignore them, because that's likely how you end up with this.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay?
Both of you guys?
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was a general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Please do call your boss, because I will be calling corporate.
Go for it.
I am looking forward to releasing this video, because I just want to purchase something for
Fuck off, dude! Fuck off! Get the fuck off in here, man! Fuck, man!
For the last 5 generations, we've degraded and done away with our family values and traditions. We've completely disincentivized the nuclear family and distorted what a proper family unit actually is. Each person is the product of 2 people. Those 2 people should make that person because they legit want to build a life together. That child and its subsequent siblings are supposed to be the lives they build. Yet unfortunately, since the sexual revolution, that standard has long since bottomed out. But that's a topic for another video. Ultimately, I believe it's necessary for those raising the next generations to raise them to be decent people first and foremost. And that doesn't seem to have been a goal for a very long time. Mom and Dad, you need to step up. So, Spider-Man had the best 2018, and parents have a lot of work to do in 2019. Thanks so much for putting up with it. Please do all the internet stuff. Like, sub, share, speak. Who do you think had the best 2018? There are a lot of contenders, from President Trump to Lakeith Stanfield. Go nuts in the comments. You're appreciated to no end. And until the next video, love.
It's suicide! You've seen him, you know how strong he is. You can't win! It's suicide! You've seen him, you know how strong he is.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it.
That's right, guys. I'm totally gonna end your war. Like, oh my god, you aliens are so annoying. Let me blow you up so I can get Daddy's Porsche to hit up the club tonight with Lance and Chad. Oh my god, your war is getting in the way of my sweet 16. I'm avoiding this movie like the frickin' plague.